Hello, and welcome to Five Questions with Dr. Fein, our education and parenting podcast. I am Mark Fein alongside Dr. Fein, also known as Lou, also known as Dad, because yes, he is my father, hence we both have the same name. Anyway, Dr. Fein, very excited to see you again. Summer is over, a new school year is here, and season 2 for Five Questions with Dr. Fein is here.
Well, I'm not very happy.
Why is that?
Why is that? Did you listen to yourself with what you said? You said that summer is over. Do you know
Uh,
that it's the beginning of August? From the time I was in preschool, from the time all the years that I worked in schools, my body understood that I was on vacation until after Labor Day. Now the world has changed. It's the beginning of August instead of a whole month of summer leisure ahead of me. Panic sets in. The world
anytime
requires our attention.
Yeah, well, anytime somebody tells you, and I know this happens quite often, that you can't possibly be that old. You look way much younger than that. Go
Yeah.
on one of these rants, and they will understand that yes, indeed, you're an old person. This is yes, it's been this way for a while. They start school earlier. Although up in
I'm
the
not
Northeast,
happy.
up in the Northeast, a lot of places still start school a little later, but I know in Texas certainly, and a lot of other areas around the country, they are starting earlier these days. By the way, I should explain, we talked about summer, and it is still summertime. I obviously am not in my usual spot. For all of our regular viewers are like, where is he? What is not in his office, whatever. I am traveling, work, and it was nice that we had some schools and some things I needed to do in North Carolina, and I could also be out here to watch my son, your grandson, play some baseball.
It's been your pleasure, I'm sure.
Yes, and you enjoyed it too.
Well, I get to watch it on the TV. You know, that's that thing with pictures on it and, you
Yeah,
know.
right, right. All right, let's get to the five questions we have today. We came up with an idea. The new school year is starting, obviously, and for some, not right away. For some, in maybe about a month. But I thought of these questions I could kind of throw at you that would be questions maybe that people would ask United Testing Service, that administrators, principals might ask United Testing Service. So I'm going to throw them at you, and I will let you answer them, and we can discuss as needed. First of all, what can United Testing Service do for me? And by me, I mean if I were a principal or an administrator, what would you say to them that United Testing Service could do for them?
Well, that's a great lead-in question because I've spent a lot of my summer, the brief summer that I've had, contemplating, meditating, and ruminating, cogitating. And I took a close look at the name of our company, United Testing Service. Now, a key word there is service. Service is something that you do for someone else. So what is it that United Testing Service, what service do we provide for schools? And there's your first leading question. You ask me, what can we do for school administrators? Well, one of the things that we can do is take some of the arduous work that they have to do in preparing for the school year and helping them with those tasks, which will free them up so that they can provide the services, the myriad services that they provide for their students and their faculty and the parents and involved in their school.
You
So
mean
that's kind of
principals
what
are
we
principals
do.
are busy?
I think it's the equivalent of 6 full-time jobs. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
In other words, we can do hiring.
we
We
can
can
do
help find them.
hiring. And they're talking, the same as I said to you, it is shock that it's the beginning of August and we have to do something as far as the school year is concerned. The principals are in the same position. Suddenly it's the beginning of August and they may have holes in their faculty. There may be some positions that haven't been filled or someone just informed them that they're moving to another state and they won't be returning for the coming school year. Well, it's such a busy time for school principals. All they have to do is call us, United Testing Service, and say, hey, I need a full-time art teacher, or I need a part-time guidance counselor, or whatever their needs are, teachers' aides, wherever we can help, we can do all of the busy work, all of the labor intensive work of finding the staffing that they need. And then, of course, we submit some recommendations to them, but they wind up picking the person that's a good fit for their school.
But to your point, the heavy lifting, placing the ads, going through all the resumes, making the phone calls, narrowing it down, finding one or two candidates who are really good, then we'll pass them along to the principal and they can, interview them as they need. All right, let's move on to the next one. If you are a teacher, or for teachers, what can we do for teachers? What can United Testing Service do for teachers?
Well, one of the parts of our program, which is very beneficial for teachers, is we provide schools with teachers' aides. And when the school is able to place an additional faculty member, a teacher's aide in a classroom, I think you're pretty familiar with the recent studies that have been done and what a large contribution that makes in terms of easing the pressures and the work responsibilities of the teachers and allows for a more individualized education for the students in their classrooms. So it makes their teaching load less and enables them to be more effective.
And it's very cost effective. You can, and again, we work to every school's budget. If they, maybe they can't have a teacher afford to have a teacher's aide all 5 days a week, but maybe 2 or 3 days a week they can get a teacher's
Exactly.
aide in the classroom. And yeah, the studies and the science shows the benefit is exponential for the students and for
Yep.
the teachers in that situation. What about parents? What can United Testing Service do for parents?
Well, what we do is one of the programs that we provide for parents is a tutoring program. And that tutoring program for their students is kind of unique. It's not like the traditional tutoring programs where the parent picks up their child at school at the end of a long school day and then drives them to a brick and mortar site. And then the child goes in for an hour and a half, or 2 hours while the parent sits and waits for the child. And then they wait, take the child home, and then they have to get ready for dinner and homework, etc. And what we do is we found that doing tutoring virtually through the use of technology, we're able to provide those services for the student. It's not only easier and it in terms of the parents' time involvement, it's more beneficial for the students. Students are doing better with the individualized attention they get by having the tutor virtually come into their home. And with the parent there, the parent can actually see exactly what's going on and can become part of the support system that their child needs to help them develop educationally.
And maybe I'm missing out. My next, maybe I'm forgetting something. My next question was going to be, what can we do? What can United Testing Service do for students? But I think you just kind of answered all of that with all of what
Yeah.
everybody else is doing, right?
That's exactly what we're doing is another word in our name of our company is united. And what we're bringing together, we are uniting a variety of professionals so that they can build a support system to help each and every student in every school.
Yeah. And you have said this to me on more than one occasion in terms of when I came on board and we started doing this together. One of the great joys for you is that we have a company that we know every day is helping students, that children are getting help because we exist, that wouldn't be there if we weren't here helping. And it is, not everybody's like this, but you're that type of person. I'd like to think I am too. We're selfish on our part. It makes us feel good that we're doing something that's helping kids.
Yeah, for many years, I would see students individually and in teaching, and I taught for more than 30 years. I would be able to reach 25 or 30 students at a time. But through United Testing Service, every year we reach thousands and thousands of children and provide an area of help and support for them that maybe wouldn't exist or certainly wouldn't exist as readily as it is because we are doing this for our 57th year.
Unbelievable, yeah, and what ma is even more unbelievable, season 2 of 5 Question, they said it wouldn't last, and they said it wouldn't last. Season 2 already.
Yep, and I'd like to thank both of our listeners, who have been,
Viewers, they're viewers now,
viewers.
viewers or
I'm
listeners, they could
sorry.
do it either way. You know, we only did math wasn't my specialty, but we really only did 4 questions. The 5th question, I'm kinda turning the tables a little bit, and I'm gonna answer this one, my own question to start, and then of course, you can jump in, but I was gonna make the last question, you know, what can you as a parent or a principal or do for United Testing Service? So I'm just gonna ask that anybody who is watching this do us one favor, and that's just go to our website. I'm putting it up there on the screen, unitedtestingservice.com, and see if there might be something that's on there that strikes a chord with you that you think would be a benefit for you or your school or your students, and give it a look. And you can always email us. Our emails have been up on the screen on and off throughout the podcast here. You can call. All the contact information is there on the website, but we'd love to help. Uh, we do really love what we do and have so many great people working with us. And so, yeah, that's kind of the answer to my question.
Well, I would just like to add one thing, and it's a phrase that I've used for many, many years, and that is a lot of the services that we provide now, that we enable schools to integrate into their system, at one time was an unaffordable luxury. And now, because of the format that we've developed over the years, it's become very, very affordable. And unfortunately, in many areas, it's a necessity. So if there's any way that we can help provide service for the schools and make their lives easier and help them make their students better, that's why we're here.
Perfect. All right. Before we sign off, do you have a fondest memory from this summer? I'm assuming it wasn't the walking pneumonia that you wound up with. I'm assuming that wasn't the fondest memory, but did you enjoy it? You're out in Southern California. You don't have to deal with the heat the way the rest of the country did.
Well, it's funny. No matter where you are, you always complain about the weather. I mean, people here are really very upset because the temperatures in the middle of the day are hitting the high 70s. Everything
You
is
need to
relative.
stop.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's tough.
All right. Well, I enjoyed watching my son play baseball. I enjoyed moving my daughter into her new apartment. She's going to be a teacher, education, obviously, courses the veins in the Fein family. And she is starting a job as a diving coach and math teacher, I think calculus, high school level. And of course, my other two sons are doing great too. But it's been a fun summer, and I'm excited about the new school year.
So am I. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for tuning in to 5 Questions with Dr. Fein. We're excited about season 2, and we don't do this all the time. It is not just here just to tell you about United Testing Service. We'll talk about other topics and issues as well, but as the school year started, we thought it would be valuable to share that with you. Dr. Fein, a pleasure as always.
My pleasure as always. Have a
All
great
right.
day.